So I just got home. I mean, like literally 5 minutes ago, we pulled in from Boca Grande, Florida. Now, I was down there to go tarpon fishing, not with clients, but this was Memorial Day weekend this past weekend. And I was down there with my friends, Lisa Fitzgerald, her boyfriend Lo Morrison, who's a big outdoorsman here in Florida and part of a lot of wildlife organizations. Super Dave Lacey and his wife Julie were along with us for the ride. So we had some super experienced friends that, as far as fishing goes. So we're down there for tarpon. But the place we were staying at, which has been in Lowe's family for a long time, happens to sit on a pass where the water flows by and you can dip crabs at night. Well, lo and behold, there were a ton of shrimp in the lights while we were there. And since the hill tides were in full swing, the snook were absolutely out of their minds. In fact, I'll go down there and show you how we rigged these easy pre-rigged shrimps up and what we were using for tackle, rods, reels, and stuff like that. Check some of this footage out before we got started. It'll blow your mind. I'm telling you. Blow your mind. Episode of Flats Class YouTube is brought to you by Aquatraction, your go-to solution for advanced marine flooring. What do you think, Blondie? Do we have a shot at catching a few snook tonight?
Oh my gosh, it's incredible. You can watch a little shrimp like that right there.
Oh yeah. I think there's some snook going to be.
Look at the shrimp right there.
Yeah, I think we're going to be snook fishing here.
Oh my.
After tarpon fishing, where we went 4 for 4. Now it's time to catch linesiders. Memorial Day weekend. God bless America. Really, unbelievable. They're just busting these shrimp coming through here in these crabs.
Oh my God, did you see that?
You hate to be a shrimp tonight? I don't know. We might want to grab a rod. I'm just saying. So you saw the snook over my shoulder. We're gonna go throw this Z-Man Easy shrimp in there and see what happens. That's what we're gonna do. Probably about 100 times. They're blowing it up behind me. I'm absolutely positive this is gonna have positive results. Oh, you can see it back there. Unbelievable. So after seeing the footage, I jokingly call this place Snook Ranch. There's that many snook in the lights. When you have a hill tide, you have that much flow. We'd been fishing all evening long for tarpon out at the pass, and we were kind of beat, but when we pulled in, tied off, and saw that going off in the dock lights, it was just amazing. Crabs coming by and shrimp by the metric ton. It was total snook nirvana. They were snapping at everything. So I knew wasn't gonna take a whole lot to fool them if I could fish one of these easy shrimp. Now what's cool about these easy shrimp is you can adjust. They start off at about 3/8 of an ounce in weight. They're all pre-rigged. They have an integrated weight system. And if you look real close, you can see how you can pinch off segments of the weight and make it lighter and lighter. All I was doing was making nice smooth casts out there in the dark side of the light and reeling it so that they would swim across the top like the rest of the shrimp. And these snook were rolling up there like rainbows hitting mayflies. It was absolutely amazing. And I'll show you that footage here in a minute. But The key is making everything look as natural as positive. And the way that this shrimp that's pre-rigged moves through the water, it really does look like a natural shrimp. You can control it with the swing of the rod. And I was utilizing the new Terramar PX. This is a medium heavy action rod, throws 15 to 30 pound braid, and it's rated for a 1/2 ounce to 1.5 ounces lure weight. Now I had it a little light, but it wasn't like I had to cast very far. I was just making underhand pitches out there and reeling it across the water. I just wanted to make sure I had a heavy duty stick to be able to land these fish. Now, in all honesty, I probably broke off 4 or 5 really good fish, and Lisa Fitzgerald broke off dozens of big fish because her equipment wasn't even as heavy as mine. But she got a couple of good ones too, and I'm gonna show you that in a few minutes. But you go back to the action, and I'm gonna show you the leader setup and everything when we get back. Go to it. Throw it out there, let it swim down. They turned off at that time. Come on, guys. That is too easy.
He just munched that crab.
Oh, got him, Dave. When you see how easy it is and how they snap at everything coming over their head that looks like a shrimp would swim in the light going through the tide real fast, and don't give them a good look at it, I'm telling you, you can catch some serious fish. All right. Already talked a little bit about, this is the actual color I use, which is called Greasy Prawn. The other color with the chartreuse tail, I used that a little bit too that weekend, or this past weekend, and the only difference is it has a chartreuse tail, and I like that a lot when I'm throwing in the dark, but when I was throwing in the light, I threw a lot of this particular one. It's the same Elastec stretchy stuff, and that tail just swims perfectly. If you've never used these EZ shrimp, you really owe it to yourself, because you might be a trout guy in Texas or North Carolina or even Georgia or something like that, and you enjoy fishing docks and docklights. These things are amazing for action. I also catch tons of flounder on them and plenty of redfish as well, so they make great bait. I tied on about 36 inches of 40 pound, that's right, 40 pound fluorocarbon. I got a little loop knot here, as you can see, tied to the bait so it could swing nice and natural. If you look really close, you can see how rough this stuff is. I mean, they roughed that leader up big time. There's all kinds of frays in it. And then I've got it tied with this is a modified Albright knot, and you can even see the frays above the Albright knot there in the braid itself. I'm using 20 pound Power Pro. This is the super slick V2 that they came out with a couple of years ago. Nice smooth cast. And I've got that loaded up on a twin power, which has got the big power knob here, 4000 XG. And this is the Shimano Power X. This is the PX rod instead of the Terramar Double X that I was using for tarpon fishing. And it's an excellent rod. I'm telling you guys, this is the TPES X70 MH, medium heavy. It's perfect. The thing I like about these rods the most, I'm gonna be honest with you, is the fact that the tips do not twist. You can try to twist them and they don't twist. There's no torsion. There's no ovalization of the blank. When a fish goes up underneath the dock, you're gonna lever them back out from underneath the dock. And not being in a boat where we could move around and the fish could have their way with us, I felt like that was really important. To be able to land the maximum number of fish, which was astronomical over the 3 days that we were down there fishing in the lights at night. Every night, it's like we tarpon fishing all day. All we cared about was coming back at night and just, you know, collecting as many snook as we could off the Snook Ranch there. Now, we did release every fish, and best of my knowledge, every one of them made it. They were all unharmed. Even with some dolphins around, the girls sometimes would carry the snook down the dock to the beach and release them down there in the dark where the dolphins were going to be able to get them. So it was some great fishing. If you like what you see here on Flats Class YouTube, come on guys, give us that big thumbs up and then push that notification bell so that when you subscribe, you can always get some of these great tips from us. I'm gonna take you back to the action where the girls were catching some more, and they did end up dipping tons of those shrimp, and a lot of us were just tail hooking shrimp after a while and putting them on circle hooks just because it was just ridiculous how many you could catch. I think Lisa last night, we left this morning, Lisa last night caught 26 snook. 26 snook. Some people haven't caught 26 snook in their lives. She caught them in a couple of hours, probably between the hours of 10 and 1 a.m. last night. But she's crazy. But go back to the action, and I'll see you guys in a few more days here on Flats Class YouTube. Appreciate y'all.
Go, Joe. Oh, the dream team.
That's right.
That's a
Here,
fatty.
let's set them up here.